Aloha, and thank you for joining Wisdom Dialogues with Hope Johnson, coming to you from the beautiful Big Island of Hawaii, in the fairy cabin once again. So grateful. Thank you for being here. So, the most healing thing that can happen is love. I just, heard one of my friends talk about how he can't do anything. He can't do enough. He can't do enough to fix this world. Talking about all of the women who are posting "Me Too" and saying "Me Too," this happened to me, and feel the man is feeling very helpless, like he can't do anything. And see, when we're associated as if someone that could or could not do anything, that is an energy that's adding to this idea of separation. We're not capable of doing anything, but we have total dominion over the world, meaning that we change everything when we just see it how it is, because that allows love to heal what we thought was true, that's not really true. All this brokenness that we perceive in the world, that's not seeing clearly. It's an indication of not seeing clearly. It's not actually real like that. It's not actually real like that. And what does that mean? To a lot of people that sounds like kind of callous, like, oh, I don't care about the suffering, And that's because that's the way the ego takes it, because the ego takes things from a lens of separation. And, what's the value of recognizing that the world is not real? That anything perceived in the world is not real? Is that we could take care of whatever discomfort reaction to it arises within our own energy field. And that's the healing. You might even think of it as a doing of some sort, but it's not a doing in the traditional sense. The doing maybe in the way, none of the words are really true, but in the way that there's a willingness. There's a willingness to just care for the upset feeling that's arising within this energy field. Because anything we seem to do outwardly is only a reflection of that. It can only come from that. We don't actually have a choice in what we do and what we say and whether it seems to help or anything like that. The only choice there is to relax and settle in with whatever sensation is arising. That doesn't mean to try to relax an uncomfortable feeling. See, that's the thing. I've seen that taken as since I'm supposed to be relaxing right now and I'm not relaxing, something's wrong. And the thing is, there's a resting place within any kind of turmoil. So any kind of turmoil is kind of like on top of it, almost like superimposed on top of this resting place. And that's where we are. So any kind of uncomfort that arises, that's the uncomfort associated with the separation, with the thought of separation. It's what's projecting a world that looks broken. That's what's projecting it. Okay, it's a habit. It's a habit to have an upset reaction to it. You recognize that upset reaction is actually only a habit. That feeling that it generates can be met with compassion. And that's the healing. That's where it is. That's all the power. Everything changes through us. not by us, through us. Yay. So Lori is saying something to me here, and okay, I'm just going to put you on because for some reason I can't expand the question at the moment. You are unmuted, my love.
Okay, there was way back in the beginning of, anyway, that was beautiful what you just said. Anyway, by the
Oh,
way.
sweet. I'm glad
Yeah.
you enjoyed it.
But when you first started talking, there was something that you mentioned about we think we need to have insurance.
Okay. I don't even remember saying that, but that's rad. What's your question?
I, I do think I need to have insurance.
Okay, well, here's the thing, Lori. No, you don't think that. That thought just arises.
Yes.
That thought just arises like on ticker tape. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you have insurance or not. That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't matter because I don't have insurance.
Okay. All right. So you don't have insurance. If you're telling yourself a story that you need insurance, what you're asking for is a manifestation that proves that that's true. Okay. So if you identify with the thought as in you think that, you don't think anything. You're not capable of thinking, actually.
Right.
Thoughts come up and you're either interested.
Right.
What's that?
Thinking just happens.
Yeah,
pops out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So in the moment they're arising in your mind, you're either interested in them or you recognize that that's a projection. That's all. That's all it is. Whatever you seem to be doing on the surface, whether you have insurance or not, is not it. That's the movie. That's the show. That's the play. The work is with these feelings because they are what's showing you your habits. Okay, believing is a habit.
Yes.
So the thoughts come up because they get attention from you, habitually offering them attention as if they have importance.
Right.
When you associate yourself with them, you give them importance.
Definitely.
And then they're very attracted to you because you give them importance.
Okay.
Okay? Want to hear a funny insurance story?
Yes, please. Yes.
So when we first moved here to the Big Island, we didn't have any health insurance. And I would check the health insurance. You know, it became the law that you were supposed to have health insurance, and I'd check the prices, and it was like, I don't know, I forgot what it was, but it was something that seemed like unnecessary.
Yes.
It was just seemed unnecessary to me. So I just was paying that Obamacare thing, that penalty every year because it was less than paying for insurance. so then funny thing is, you know how I got pregnant, right? And so I was going to go to a midwife, and the midwife said, well, apply for insurance. And I go, I won't qualify for that. I make too much money. And she goes, oh, no, you're pregnant. They'll just give it to you. And I'm like, no, really? And so I applied for it. My whole family got insurance. and then, like, not 2 months after my whole family got insurance, that's when my son ended up getting airlifted.
Right.
I'm going to the hospital getting airlifted. I'm like, wow, that's funny. We happen to have insurance when that happens.
Wow.
Free insurance. Is that funny or what?
And then I hear that Trump took it all away.
Trump took it all away. Yeah, that's a good one.
So nobody has any insurance?
Okay, that's good.
Is that not true?
Oh, that's totally not true.
Oh, it's not.
That's just an argument.
Oh.
That's just it's actually political. It's a political argument. That's all it is. None of those political things apply to you.
What?
Okay, there's people on the other side of the coin who are totally conditioned to believe that now insurance is better and their insurance is better. Okay, that stuff doesn't apply to you. Not relevant. It only applies to you as much as you think it does.
Oh.
See what I mean? Like in the example I gave you, that's just a demonstration. Like, you know, it's just total faith that whatever it is, whatever arises, that's what it is. You know, in the event that a big hospital bill comes, then okay, that's it. This is just right now. It's not whatever might happen can't possibly be a problem because it's only a reflection that's for me to feel and forgive, basically. So what can go wrong? See?
I don't think I'm seeing.
Well, here's the thing. There's a verse, I think it's from the Bible, I'm not sure. Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee. You see where that's going?
Okay. On the.
So say it. So, all right. So say it in an English way because you don't really get that biblical stuff. So it's like I will keep you in perfect peace if your mind remains on me.
On love.
That's like the promise. That's like the promise of God. You could say. So what does that mean? What does that really mean? In the instant where a thought's arising about needing to have insurance, there's an uncomfortable feeling there.
Yes.
That feeling is met with compassion. That feeling is met with compassion. That means the mind, whatever's going on in thoughts, the ticker tape and stuff like that, the attention is in the heart. That's that me in the heart. See? And it's allowed to be met with uncomfortable feelings that arise along with the belief that says, I need insurance. Okay, that uncomfortable feeling, meeting that with compassion. That's it. That's keeping the mind stayed on the me, the one of us. See?
Oh.
And let everything transpire as it does. The thing is, the mind is clinging to outcomes and to worldly things. It's thinking as if you have some kind of say in whether you have insurance or not, or as if a president has a say in whether you have insurance or not. That's giving power over to the world. That's not keeping your mind stayed on you. See? Focused on you. Focus on meeting that uncomfortable sensation with compassion. That's it. That's all there is.
Well, it sounds pretty simple.
It's really, really simple. That's the thing. That's why it's missed. Because it is really simple. It's simpler even than it sounds.
Right. Because the mind.
Whatever it is, it's passing. Whatever it is, it's passing. It's moving. It's changing.
Right.
Just let it be. It's constantly changing. Forget about ideas about what the so-called leaders can do. That's just a projection. It's just a habit to resist. That habit of resistance is what keeps leaders in place in the first place. Okay.
Okay.
There's no need for that. There's no need to feel victimized by anything.
Right, yes. By anything, really, yeah.
By anything at all, yes, exactly. There's
Yep.
no one's
Yep.
doing anything. Trump
Right.
isn't doing anything.
No, no
No one's
victims.
no one's doing anything.
Right.
It's
Got it.
just it's just a massive habit of projecting. That's all.
Hmm. Boy, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing
Yay.
so clear lately. Holy. My son reached out to me today. He was having an issue with his girlfriend and he was talking about how she was disappointed in him and I was like, "Oh my gosh, Trav." And he was projecting that she was like his old girlfriend and he's going through that again. And I said, "No, no, 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 no." That disappointment was already there and was probably put there by your mom and dad. You could never disappoint us, but that's what it seemed like because of the way we reacted to
Yeah.
how whatever you were supposedly doing back then, which isn't even true. So
Right.
he got to see how he's even does that in his work. He's so scared of
Uh-huh.
disappointing others. It was a beautiful unfolding today. Oh my God. Oh,
Yay. Oh,
yeah,
that's so
really.
lovely. What a beautiful way to relate.
Yes. Yes, it was so beautiful. Oh, just feels so good.
Yeah.
Mm. It really feeling, I mean, when people come to you and you can walk them through and they see, there's no better feeling.
Yes.
Holy. Ah, anyway.
That's all and that's really all we came to do. The other stuff is
Yeah,
just surface stuff. Insurance
right.
is so nothing. It's so meaningless.
Yeah.
Whether it's there or not is meaningless. You see?
Oh, I
It is.
see. I feel
Yeah.
the freedom in that.
Yes.
Oh,
Exactly.
God.
Exactly. It's nothing can go wrong. It can't.
It
It can't.
can't.
Yeah, it
Nothing.
can't go wrong. And when you see that it can't go wrong, the your experience seems to reflect more like, wow, it can't go wrong, like.
Yes. I'm
But see
seeing.
that like the thing is, it never goes wrong, and that's my experience. That's been my experience. Like even when my son hit his head, and we had that big flying from
Yeah,
one hospital to another
yeah,
scene,
yeah,
and the idea of death,
yeah.
and it's not. There's nothing to disturb that can disturb the peace in that.
Mm,
There's not a problem. If
mm,
something arises on the surface, and it causes a reaction of great sadness, that
yeah.
is not a problem. It also serves the same purpose.
Yeah. Well, sadness used to be like that was wrong. Now it can
Yeah.
be felt and it's no big deal. It
It's not.
passes.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yes.
stay. Oh,
Yes.
it's just.
It's only passing, and it's there to be experienced. And
Mm,
that's when sadness becomes really beautiful, because then the sadness is being used to burn away the delusion that's the cause of it. See?
oh, right.
Because there's no
Whoa.
cause, there's no real cause for sadness. There's no
Right.
real justification for it. But it takes willingness to go through the feelings
Mm,
to heal the cause of it, because the cause is
right.
unconscious thoughts. Yeah,
Mm,
because when you feel it, you're bringing unconsciousness to the consciousness.
mm,
And in order to feel it, the mind has to be on seeing,
right.
focused
Right.
on seeing, and not trying to get out of the feeling. An
Right.
example of trying to get out of the feeling is trying to figure it out. Some really good examples that came up yesterday were like getting slighted, feeling slighted by someone, that burn, and
Mm,
having that sensation up in your body, and noticing the thoughts that want to attack, want to
yes.
say how that person's wrong.
Right.
What
Want
have
to
I done to
retaliate.
deserve this?
Right.
Yeah, just all
Mm,
guilt. All
yep.
guilt.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh my God. It literally is so simple.
Yeah,
The mind makes it so complicated.
exactly. Exactly.
Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh.
So hooray.
So hooray.
Okay, so you're good for now?
I'm very good for now. Thank
Okay. All right. Yay.
you.
Anyone wants to talk with me, raise your hand or write something to me and I'll open your mic. Um, ooh, yes. I would like to talk a little bit about the body form. Yeah. The way the body reflects the mind. The body is a reflection of the mind. Okay. So there's a lot of these efforts to try to improve the body form by using the mind. Okay. I'm not talking about using any sort of technique or anything like that. That happens on the surface. Okay. But by using, let's say, using the ego to try to get some kind of form out of the body. Okay. And that is putting power into worldly things, as in putting power into food, like saying this food is good for me, this food is bad for me, that kind of stuff. This kind of food could make me fat, this one will make me lose weight, that kind of thing. That's a guilty thing, okay? Or this kind of thing, this kind of treatment will help to beautify me, whatever it is, like that, okay? Or just putting the power into those things. Those things may be going on the surface. Those kinds of, self-care type things. Whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is. Okay, because it's all for the show. It's all for play. And those things might seem to manifest some more, I don't know, beauty, less body fat maybe for people, or whatever. They might seem to do that. Food might seem to have a big effect on people. Some people say, if I eat that, it goes straight to my thighs. They feel like it really makes them real fat and stuff like that. But none of these things actually have an effect in themselves. They may be playing out on the surface like that, but the only thing that can arise and as the body's form is the mind. It's all thought. So whatever we happen to be doing, like in my experience, I like to gua sha. So I might be scrubbing my arm, for instance, with this crystal tool. It's like a massager, and might be going like this and stuff like that. And even the thought arises that, oh, this is going to be really effective or something like that. Just noticing that that's a belief that ties in illusions. Okay, it's not necessary. Whatever happens to be going on here, whether it happens to be jogging or eating healthy food or even eating crappy food or something like that, whatever thoughts arise about it, like what kind of effect it can have, let them, good or bad, let them float. Recognize that nothing can have an effect on the body. That's like saying one illusion can have an effect on another illusion. It makes the body real in our perception, okay? And it causes pressure on us, and it makes it as if we're the doer, as if we have a choice between what foods we eat, between what exercises we use, between what treatments, what self-care, whatever, shampoo we use, everything like that. Okay, because it's only the mind that can manifest any kind of form. It can't be manifested by another form. Okay, so these unconscious beliefs are just constantly tying us into as if we're a body and that we have to take responsibility for the body. You see how these thoughts are body consciousness? They come out of body consciousness. So this is a real relaxed way of seeing. It's not like trying to do anything. It's just noticing what these little kind of like arrows of attack are being projected and letting them float. You might find that there's a lot of space in your thinking when these thoughts are allowed to pass, because there's no association with what you need to do. the concepts will still arise. They'll still manifest. The body's still perceiving. The body is the body, that's a function of the body to perceive. And through that perception, the body's moved. Okay? So let the body just be moved. Recognize that when you go to, when you seem to be going to grab some food, maybe, I don't know, say it's sushi, just for a visual, some sushi with your hand, that hand moving to the sushi, you don't have a choice about that. You don't have a choice in that. You're watching that happen. And then you're watching it and feeling and experiencing the fingers picking it up and it moving to the lips, and you're experiencing a mouth opening and taking a bite and chewing it, and all that is so rich and beautiful. But it's missed when there's association with using this illusion to try to get a better illusion of the body. Okay, that's not how it happens. The body is a manifestation of our emotions that we feed. And by feeding them, it's just saying that they're important. Not as a feeling, but as the thought that gives rise to the feeling. Saying that that feeling isn't, that thought that gives rise to the feeling is meaningful. That's the thing. The thought that gave rise to the feeling actually has no meaning. And if you see that the thought that gave rise to the feeling, even if it's a feeling of indigestion, even if it's that feeling, it's still caused by thought, which is meaningless. So since the thought is meaningless, as soon as it's seen, it's like consciousness is suddenly conscious of it being meaningless. So it has no effect. Now, it can only have an effect while we're taken by the illusion that it's meaningful, or it means something about someone, especially us. Yay. Thank you. I appreciate you. Mahalo. So, is that making sense to you guys? I mean, if not, raise your hand. Let me know, how that's sitting. And, yeah, I see a hand. Yuka, aloha.
Aloha, Hope. Yeah, that on one hand, that's sitting very well. But again, it's like it exists on two levels. Well, on the one level, you sort of understand or the sense that's the truth. That's really the truth.
Yes.
But then you still kind of at the same time have a parallel life sort of in which you eat food and you feel like, oh, I overate. This food made me feel bloated, or this food
Okay, that I know where you're going with.
That's that it made me fat, in the same way with medications and treatments.
Okay, yeah, I know all the examples.
Yeah, you do know about that.
I know all the examples. We've heard all of the examples. The thing is, what you're calling a parallel life, it's like a dream. It's dream-like.
Mm-hmm.
It's not being run from the dream. It's not being run from the dream. Projected from another level, from another dimension.
So basically, this realization that none of that matters, what it does, it gives you an ease, a sense of ease.
Yes.
That's pretty much what it does.
Well, then that and yes, definitely. And that's because there's allowing of compassion for yourself for all of the uncomfort that comes up in the body.
And it takes up the sense of what we call guilt or responsibility, I think, right?
Yeah. Responsibility is also, is also a projection of guilt.
Right.
Yeah, that's not how it is. Responsibility, responsibility for choosing life over death. That's about it.
How is that a responsibility compared to anything else? Curious.
Well,
Or
it's the only one, because if there's belief in this parallel world, that's belief in death. That's a choice for death. It's like a vote for death. See? If there's yeah, but it sounds really good, but it's like Jesus said, you can't ride two horses. You know? So it's one or the other. If you choose the parallel world as reality at all, the whole thing's real to you.
It's like kind of difficult not to choose it because that's where you seem to have always been living.
Yeah, it seems like well, you know, you've been identifying it with it, so it appears that you've been living from that level. And so that's a habit, and there's a fear of losing your life, but that's really ego's fear of losing its life.
Mhm.
And you know, we made ego. We made it to show us what we've been taking as true, just so we could see through it.
Right. And then we kind of don't have a memory of not having an ego because it seems that the memory is tied to it too.
Yeah, it's a veil. It's a veil of illusion. Yeah, so it's like it's like not trusting that you'll eat exactly what you need to eat. You know, that's just that's just a lie that someone set up in the mind. I set up in the mind.
And you were talking about
You know?
how you have the weight and the body shape that exactly that you need.
Exactly what you need for serving your purpose, which is awakening the mind.
Awakening the mind.
Yes.
To the
And
fact that it's not real, that it made everything up.
What's that?
To the fact that it's not real and it made everything up.
Well, yeah, there's that, and also to what causes it.
To the true nature, let's say.
What causes the world? What causes the world to seem real?
And what does that is this attachment to beliefs.
Yes, making beliefs meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
Making especially beliefs about the body. This can make me fat. This is good for burning calories. Even if you happen to find yourself, because you don't have a choice on the surface. Say you're drinking a low-calorie something, I don't know. Say you're drinking and happen to find yourself doing that. That's just part of the play. It's a play of consciousness. You don't have a choice in it, and it doesn't mean anything.
What about being a small kid before you have a lot of ideas about food? Or is it that you already have them and you're just not quite aware of them because you've absorbed them from the outside world?
Well, yeah, it's pretty much our concepts are taught to us. You know, when it's a newborn baby, it's like the concepts it's clear, and then the concepts are taught.
Mm-hmm.
So the baby learning the concepts of the world, and even before the baby learns words and stuff, because it's an energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's exchanged through energy, even when the baby's in the womb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but each of us dives into that delusion willingly for the purpose of seeing through what we made. When we see through the veils, there's no need for a dream world, and then we're just experiencing the real world as it is.
While still living apparently sort of the same life with a physical body and physical world.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a process.
Yeah, well, the process is also arising within you.
Right.
So,
and you say there's no other people, there's just me anywhere, right?
it's just you everywhere. So if someone seems to upset you or anything like that, you have upset yourself. You recognize that you have upset yourself. You're using them to upset yourself. Then that puts you in that place where you're taking responsibility. Hey, I'm taking responsibility for this. I did this, basically. I just upset myself. How am I doing that? You're just opening yourself to seeing how you're doing, and the thoughts will show you. You don't have to analyze them or anything. It's real. It's actually just really relaxed state. Relaxed yet focused. Focus on the truth yet relaxed. Letting everything pass. Everything's working out. Everything's going right. Everything's totally coming together exactly the way it needs to.
Right, because you don't have to take the concept of wrong seriously.
Yeah. That's right. And when you're open to that energy, you're going to start seeing how everything really, really was trying to work out. And that you just weren't letting it.
Sounds good.
And you don't have to get pissed at yourself about it. Some people go through that too. No need. No need. All right. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Yeah, the idea is that if this world isn't real, then who's going to live this life? You know? And there's no one living the life. No one in particular. You can say there's one life. It's funny because the Bible says there's one life, and then a lot of Christians take that to think that this material life is the only life they're ever going to have. So that's fun. But no, there's one life, and there's one liver of life. And if there's an association with a me who has to live this life, that's in resistance to the one liver of life. It's kind of like putting up an idol. You know, I want my body to be like this. Let me get my body like that. How do I do it? It's a total misunderstanding of what the purpose of the body is. Which is like communication. That doesn't mean you can't have workout goals. I mean, some people are into, and this is the play of consciousness. No one's doing this. I'm really motivated to just see how buff I can get, So they have a workout schedule and stuff. Not a problem at all. It's just where there's the association of it. How am I going to get it? How am I going to do it? This food has this effect. This stuff has this effect. Let the concepts be there and let it flow naturally. You'll see that if there's a big motivation towards something, and there's a relaxed attention to just feeling whatever is arising, enjoying this instant, not trying to get anywhere, a goal can be so enjoyed. Even writing out the plan, it's so playful, it's so light. But where it gets heavy is when there's association with the person doing it. Oh, I saw results come from that before, so that means I have to do it like that. Okay? Much lighter way of seeing it, it's like that thought comes up about the results, and it's like, oh, ching ching, registered, okay, moving on. Don't have to hold it. Maybe it even gets written down, but it's not as if, oh, I have to do that, because as soon as it's like that, it's pressure. But I don't want to do that. I want to do something else. It makes it more of a tug of war. Where there's no pressure, it's easier. Everything can flow with ease. The goal can come still. Or not, because you won't mind. Because you're just enjoying the play as it is. You're enjoying the planning. Doesn't have to actually get there. It's okay, because you know that wherever it's going, it's in your favor. It's always leading to where there's going to be more love, more joy, more awakening. If that love, joy, awakening is just allowed right now, right here for this moment, when it seems like there's a focus on a particular outcome, Let there be just a little bit of a relax, defocusing. Take in the sounds around. Take in the sights. Feel how it feels on the skin of your body, how the clothes feel. Just let the attention open up, because in perception, a lot's going on. It's like it seems like life is coming really fast, and it's just like these picture frames. The space that we perceive is like picture frames coming so fast we can't see. It's like a movie, right? And it's coming pretty fast. A lot of information is being interpreted by the body. And when there's a strong focus on how am I going to do that, how am I going to do that, just watch seriousness. When seriousness comes over the face, you know, you can pay attention to this area, and when you're like that, anything like that, there's no need for it, and it won't help you. There's never a need for it, and it won't help you. So I gotta get it right. I gotta get it like this. Anything like that. The thoughts are already manifesting as they need to. They're taking care of themselves. So you're free to just take in the perception. The whole body is perceiving. The whole body is perceiving right now. You could feel it. You could sense how the perception of if you're willing, is completely projected out of this energy field. You can sense it. So there's no need to take anything seriously. There's no need for it at all. You know, I have a hand in running a business, a family business, our essential oil business, and it's, you know, a lot's going on every day. And sometimes it seems like a really big problem comes up, you know. Seems like, wow, this is a really big problem. Like one of them, for instance, was we couldn't get our stuff into an Amazon fulfillment center. Whoa, this seems like a really big problem. So for me, just to give you an example, that whatever feels to be a problem, it's allowed the space to feel like that. And then when I pick up the phone to call Amazon to talk to them, I'm able to speak without this interference of a seriousness. You know, they could still sense what I'm looking for, exactly what I'm looking for. You know, if I feel a little bit of frustration or anger in my voice or anything like that, there's just immediate comfort for that. So even if the energy goes up, you know, you can sense the energy going up, like getting kind of hot, and calming down. Might get hot again? Calm down, not hanging on to it. And so, you know, the next thing I know, it starts unfolding, and someone comes on who completely understands, and she's just amazed that I'm not pissed at her. You know, I just feel so grateful that someone came and understood, and it's just like, oh, well, that's just like, it's part of the show. It's just part of the show. So it's like when the problem arises, a perceived problem arises, there's gratitude for that. There's gratitude for being able to experience this as a problem, because that's a reflection of the one problem that we made, and that's a belief in separation. That's all it is. So there's gratitude for being able to be with that right now, for being given the opportunity to be with it right now even. See? And then who knows how it's going to go. But there's not a fear of it going a certain way. Sure, the thought arises that, oh, wow, maybe Amazon's so screwed up that we can't fulfill with them anymore. Well, that would be a really big impact on our business. You know, that thought comes up, and just like the thought that says it's totally neutral, no different than the thought that says that food will make you fat. It's not, none of it's true. It's just all part of the show. It's a play of consciousness. Nothing can happen, even in business, even when it seems like it's a little cute little home business essential oil company versus giant Amazon, right? Nothing has any power over anything, but it has the power to make us feel like shit if we want to give that power to it. See? We can use it to make us feel like crap. There's all kinds of thoughts that'll say why this is screwed up, why this is wrong or bad, and also projections for what could become of it, and what could and what might become of me. See? So it's just allowed to play out how it does, because all of the outcomes are also equal. And that's one way of keeping the mind stayed in the heart, recognizing that all outcomes are equal. Sure, there may be one that's preferred over another, but you don't prefer. You're not capable of a preference. The preference is arising automatically. One feels better than the other. That's okay. They're still both equal. Okay? So in that, where there's that willingness to see that they're still both equal, naturally you're moved toward that which feels good because you're feeling good now. Isn't that funny? There's no way to get to a future that feels good by feeling uncomfort and believing the thoughts that are causing the uncomfort now. Okay? But when uncomfort arises and that uncomfort is used to see what's causing it, that's how. That's healing right there. Okay? Because that's going to allow that's compassion. And that is such a good feeling. Even within a really upset feeling, it's such a good feeling. It holds that upset feeling in this place of love where it's just allowed to express itself and expose what's causing it. Nothing's more beautiful. Because it reveals you. It reveals your innocence. That's the most beautiful thing in this world, is revealing your innocence. Yay. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you so much. I'm not sure I have anything else to say unless someone has something they would like me to talk about. It's now starting to rain, so I'll talk a little bit louder and scoot a little closer here. Oh, Holly, yay. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate you. Holly, you are unmuted on my end. You just need to get unmuted where you are.
Hello,
Yay.
Hope.
Aloha. Let me turn you up on my end. It just started raining here. All right.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah. Loud and clear.
Okay. So I wanted to ask, I know it's a little bit different from what you've been talking about, but I was trying to relate, I wanted to talk about insomnia, not being able to sleep at night, and then telling yourself while you're trying to sleep, it's like, I know I need to sleep, I haven't gotten any rest lately, I've got to get some sleep, and you fall asleep for a short period of time, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're awake. And I just keep telling myself, I've got to go to sleep, I've got to go to sleep, and of course, then you're not going to sleep.
Yeah, okay, so you're not telling yourself that. Those are thoughts projected by the ego that you're interested in.
Okay.
Yeah, that I've got to sleep, I've got to sleep. Your body can be rested without sleeping. Okay? But that thought that's believed over and over again that says, I've got to sleep, that prevents you from perceiving that.
Okay.
You perceive a a false truth, basically. So
Okay.
there's no such thing as insomnia. That's not a real thing. And time is an illusion. So anytime that you happen to not be sleeping, that's just what is right now.
So is it
It's
sort
not
of
a
the
problem.
same? Okay, the same concept as you were speaking earlier, that just when when I'm laying there, to just let that thought float by, like the ticker
Yeah.
tape, just let it float by, and then eventually, I'm guessing, I'll fall asleep.
And see, the thing is, you may or may not fall asleep. That's not the goal. Falling asleep is never the goal. You know, getting some kind of outcome in the material world, that if you make that the goal of seeing, then you're not going to see. You're not going to see what it is. See,
Okay.
because being attached to sleep in the first place, being attached to going back to sleep and trying to do something to go back to sleep, that's not what the perception is for. The perception is for healing the unconscious belief that we're separate. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not for getting more sleep. See? It's not for getting more sleep. The only and nothing can attack you like that. Nothing can make you feel tired. Lack of sleep cannot make you feel tired. You always get exactly the amount of sleep that you need. You just haven't seen that yet. And so that's why it seems like something else.
So it's the seeing that's missing right now.
That's all it is, and it's because there's a preoccupation with trying to get some sleep.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that what's trying to get some sleep, that's just the ego. Yeah, the perception that you need to sleep. You might find yourself getting more sleep. I don't know. I'll tell you, in my particular experience, sometimes there's sleep and sometimes there's not, and I don't mind either way.
Okay.
It's not me that's sleeping. And I know my body can be rested, and my body's going to be rested just as much as my mind is resting. That's it.
Okay.
My body could be
All
peaking in the middle of the night, and it's okay.
All right. I will work on that. Thank you, Hope. Or I won't work on that.
Yeah. See, and here's the thing. Just think of wisdom dialogues as very passive.
Okay.
Because what you're hearing now, you're interested in. When you're interested in hearing what's true, you're interested in hearing that. That's automatically gonna motivate you.
Okay.
Okay, that's automatically gonna motivate you to see. There's a lot to see right there, because it's a total habit to say I've got to get back to sleep. And
Right.
you know, here's something that you know sometimes occurs for me. Like sometimes it'll just occur to me, oh, go take a little CBD butter, you know, and like I don't know why, I may or may not go to sleep after I take that CBD butter. I've had experience where I have and haven't. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like I believe in that as something that's going to make me go to sleep, but the motivation is there and the body moves, and I know I don't have a choice in that, and that's not really relevant. See? So if yours was go take a NyQuil or something like that, I don't know, just throwing something out there, and you know, just notice that that's the play of consciousness right now. That's not what you're doing. That's not, isn't what you have a choice in. And the only choice right now is to experience and meet with compassion any feelings that arise. The thought that says, I'm not going to have enough sleep, that comes along with, you could say it triggers a feeling, an uncomfortable feeling. That's an uncomfortable, disempowering feeling. I might not get enough sleep. And see, the thing is, that's not really possible, except you make it seem like it's possible because you give that thought energy.
So I'm more of an attack on myself as well?
Exactly. It all is an attack. That's what it's meant for. It's meant to attack yourself. And you know, you can repurpose it by using it to see through that attack and recognizing what it is. You just recognize it as it is, and it doesn't have any power over you then. It's sweet. It says I'm not going to get enough sleep, and it's a passing thing that's saying I'm not going to get enough sleep. It can just pass by. It comes, but no, but really, I'm not going to get enough sleep. Oh, holy shit, I've had all this experience before where when I get 3 hours of sleep, I suck all day. You know, all of it's like ticker tape passing by. It's not actually true. And you might find yourself where, you know, you haven't slept at all, but you're having all kinds of energy, and you might notice, wow, I forgot all about it, but actually I didn't even sleep last night. Thing is, that's because last night doesn't really exist. Nothing happened. Nothing actually happened. See? Last night didn't exist. So it doesn't exist. So now is now, and it seems like a morning, but there's no such thing as morning. Now is now, and it seems like there's a morning, and the energy is there to meet the morning. And then when the afternoon comes, the energy is there to meet the afternoon. And the energy is always there to meet every instant, even if in that meeting it's sleeping, it's passing out, it's having a nap, or whatever. It's eating, it's doing this. The energy is always there to meet the moment. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, Hope.
Peace with that. Lots of peace with that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Aloha. I love you. Yay, everyone. My sister Pandita is here. Pandita, I bet you would like to say something, so I'm just going to unmute you. You could turn your microphone on if you want to.
I just wanted to see your face and say
hey. Oh, aloha. Okay.
Hey. How's it going?
Doing wisdom dialogues.
Nice. You look pretty with your hair down. It's getting long.
Oh, I know. It's growing so fast. It's so fun.
I love it.
Me too. Cool. It's fun to play with.
Nice.
I got some new crowns. I'll probably bust them out next week so you guys can see them. They look really good with long hair. I'll bust a big one out next week, so come for a visit. Oh, I'll show my dress one more time while we're on the air, because people that come on, they want to see my dress too. I know it. All right, I'm gonna move this back. That's the dress.
Oh, it is?
Check it out. Yeah, I'm gonna step back.
Woo! I dig it. That's rad.
That's a tie-dye.
I like it.
If anyone wants one of those, let me know. Got a friend over here who makes them.
Nice.
Or come here and go to the farmer's market with me. That's how we'll do it.
I will soon enough. I found out that my company that I work for, I can transfer to Hawaii, so.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, come on over. Anyone else, too? Anyone else who's on Wisdom Dialogues? Anyone who watches Wisdom Dialogues? If you ever come to the Big Island of Hawaii, come visit. I'll show you the fairy cabin. We don't get that many visitors around here. It's super rural and stuff. But we have warm ponds and fun stuff to do. And we love you.
Love you too.
Going back over here. Yay. So, all right. So it looks like people are done, unless, Holly, are you putting your hand? Oh, bruises. Yes, I have bruises. Yeah, let me show those to you guys so you guys answer your questions about that. This is gua sha. It's actually not bruises. It looks like bruises, but it's not. Okay, let's see. Boom. Right there. See that, Pandita?
Yeah, a little bit. What is it?
Gua sha. Here it is right here.
What's that?
It scrapes the fascia beneath the skin, and that coloration that you see is blood getting into areas where it hasn't been. It's really gentle and it feels good. It feels like a nice massage. It looks pretty crazy, but yeah, you know, sometimes I'm doing it. I'm like, okay, I know this is turning red. I don't mind. It feels so good. Yeah. So, if you want more information on that, let me know. I like that kind of stuff.
What are you sniffing right now?
Fairy Woods. Oops. Fairy Woods essential oil.
Nice.
This came to me on August 11th, which is my birthday last year, and it was on a Thursday, so it was a silent day for me. And this is a bunch of woods. Palo Santo comes up pretty strong. It's a lot of people's favorite essential oil. A lot of people wear it as deodorant. It's like the best deodorant. Some people around here don't take showers. They just put fairy woods under their arms and they smell fine.
Nice. Well, I love Palo Santo, so that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know, it's funny. I bought a dress like 2 weeks ago. I just ordered it.
Yeah.
It's this really cute purple dress. It's like a tank top, and it has a split back and a hood on it. It's super cute. I'll show it to you when I get it.
Sweet.
You'll like it.
Love to see it. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining Wisdom Dialogues. Holly, did you want to talk to me again, or did I forget to put your hand down? Holly, are you there? Okay.
I am here, Hope.
Did you raise your hand? Did you raise your hand after I talked to you?
Yes, that was a mistake. So sorry.
Oh, no worries at all. Okay. Well, I think we are complete. We are sponsored by Miracle Botanicals. Of course, we have the best essential oils in the world because we love them. Very good. Just talked about that one. There it is. Vision. I got Vision. This is one of my chakra essential oil blends. It's for clarity. That's a really fun one to play with. MiracleBotanicals.com. Would you like to come join if you're watching on YouTube? If you'd like to come and join, go to Facebook.com/Wisdom Dialogues. Yay! Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. I love you so much. Aloha.
Thank you.
Oh.
Aloha, sis. You're beautiful.
Aloha.
I love you.
Oh, thank you.